So going from there to Javelina, it's
Yeah.
like, oh my God, Javelina was like heavenly.
Yeah.
Even though, Javelina has its own little rock gardens and,
Yeah.
there's some challenges to that, but that 19-mile loop with the mile climbs, the little bit of rock and only
Yeah.
5 of them, oh, piece of cake. So I didn't, my time wasn't what I was wanting. I was hoping I could still do a sub 24 there. It took me just under 29, 30-hour
Yeah.
cutoff. But after I had put 740
Oh yeah.
race miles on for the
Yeah.
for the month, so
Yeah.
I figured, hey, I was
Yeah,
just being able to get through it.
I saw your time, and I was like, he just went into survival mode, finished this thing, and I figured that Texas, because like I said, I went on the website and read it. I remember we talked in the podcast, and I said, this sounds like it's going to be tough. I know sometimes they talk like, oh, it's not going to be bad, but sometimes what it is those hills suck for us because we're used to the big long climbs in California, and out there is all this short, steep shit. And it's like animal trails, goat trails, and and it's like it's not nice baby smooth like Angel's Crest or San Diego, on the PCT or on the JMT. So I saw that. It's kind of funny when you're talking about water. Is the last few times I was doing trail ultras, I swore to myself, never am I leaving aid stations. I'm never going to run out of water ever again because I'm like, I'm too smart and I'm too old. I'm too slow to not just fill up, because I'd be like, wait, you weigh 250 pounds and you don't want to carry 2 pounds of water? Not an idiot. Because I was on Angel's Crest one time I was doing a training run and had to do like last 10, 12 miles with no water. And it was just, and I don't drink a lot because me and you train and we don't really drink or eat during training. I know we've talked about that in the past. But there's nothing worse than being in a race. And then, of course, like you said, 4 miles sounds like, easy peasy. But then it probably took you guys an hour and a half to do it.
Yeah, it did. It did. Yeah.
An hour and a half is...
And I knew better. And the same thing.
Yeah.
Javelina, which I filled up on my water. I mean, it was fine there. I didn't have a water issue. But I was on the third loop. I met up with this 24-year-old kid who was doing his first 100K. So it was his final loop. It was my third of 5 loops. So we hooked up and had some really good conversation. Too good of conversation because we got through an aid station and then we're heading out and it just didn't look familiar to me. It's like we were on this nice dirt road and everything else was like trail. And it's like, okay, they're pretty good there at their conference markers. No conference markers. And so I said to him, I don't think we're on course. He said, no, we're right. And I couldn't see any footprints in the sand. So we're going and the truck's starting to come up the road and they stopped and we said, are we on the trail? They're like, no, you missed it back there just at the aid station. So sure enough, turned around, we'd gone a mile down this really nice, smooth, perfectly path. But it was a little bit downhill, but not too bad. So going back up wasn't like we were doing something really steep. Got back up, and sure enough, it's like, how in the heck did we miss these markers? They were marked so well. But we got caught up in conversation. Now, for him, hey, it's his first 100K. He's, a young kid. It was my 194th 100-mile race. There was no excuse for me. It's like, but it was an experience. It's like, hey, you got bonus miles, and he was shooting he wanted to get sub 16 for his first 100K. We didn't, and even with that extra 2 miles, we did 15:30 for him. So he was happy. But anyway, just, no matter how much you think and how experienced you are, you still can do stupid things and get yourself, nothing I couldn't get myself out of. But, like going without water, which I know better, and then going down missing the marker that's showing that, wrong way. And, it's just life.
Well, I was going to say a pro tip or a tip for everyone out there who's thinking of doing, especially trail ultras or any races, is aid stations are the most dangerous place in terms of getting lost. And it's because you're so happy to get in there, you get distracted, and leaving aid stations is where people get lost the most. And in fact, when I'm at a race and I'm waiting around for my athlete or something, I often walk people out of the aid station just to be, for something to do, but also because it's the number one place where you'll just walk off and you just lose focus. And I mean, I've seen it so many times. I was out at Tahoe 100 one year, and we left mile 50, and you're supposed to go off to the skinny trail off to the left, and next thing we know, we see lights above us, and we're on a fire road going, God, yeah. But that's something that it's something I always tell people: when you leave an aid station, make sure you're getting on the course. Don't get all cocky. It's because you just get in, you kind of get off, you get out of the race mindset. Because while you're on the trail, you're staring, looking for them markers like like a hawk looking for a mouse. But you come into so it's definitely unfortunate. Yeah. So, and it looked like I was looking at your splits. Did you end up taking a nap there too?
No, actually I did. Yeah, that's true. I did.
Because you had one where it's like an hour and a half slower than all the other ones.
I didn't take. I just got going really. Oh well. So I drove out Friday night because it was close enough. And typical me, I didn't get going out as early as I should have. So I ended up driving most of the night and got in at like 2 a.m. and 2:30 got some sleep. But anyway, so by night I was it was like going with a little bit of sleep, and then that next night without sleeping. So and this, I've never done this before. I actually caught myself. I had filled up. I had just one handheld because the aid stations were close enough.
Yeah.
I'd get in. What I'd do is I'd get into the aid station. I'd fill up my bottle. Just basically waterlog my belly with as much as I could hold, and then filled up again. So I was like getting a good share of liquid. So I was leaving. And this is after I dropped off the kid. And so I was going out a mile on Loop 4 by myself. And I actually had opened my water bottle and dumped all my water out for no reason. Just somehow my brain made me think. And then, if that wasn't bad enough, I always keep, when I'm doing a trail race, I always keep a Ziploc baggie with toilet paper in there because, you got to do your business out in the woods, you do it. I actually took that toilet paper out and almost ate it like it was like a honey stinger, because I had those with me as well. You rip those, and it's like it was like right to my mouth, and it's like, what the heck am I doing? I was about to chomp down on this, wadded up rolled bit of toilet paper. I've never, done like just stupid bonehead things that could, dumping all my water out. What was my brain telling me? Why was I doing that? And trying to eat toilet paper? It's like, man. So I guess the 5 races had kind of caught up to me.
Oh yeah, they were, they were 48 and 72s, and just just a lot of staying up and doing all that. And in the past you've done some of that kind of stuff, but oftentimes you'd have more help crew and stuff like that. So I'm sure it. And so, how were the conditions at Javelina? Of course, Javelina always has a DNF rate, but I figured it was pretty good conditions.
You know what? It was the best. This is my 6th year there, and it was the longest I've been out. I think I've done 2 sub-24s and then 26. But that's the longest I've been out there. But it was the best weather. It got a little bit warm Saturday, like mid-morning. I mean, I say a little bit warm. It really wasn't even that bad. It warmed up a little bit, I should say. Yeah. But the night was really perfect, and most of the day was some nice overcast clouds. So I'm telling you, it was perfect weather for someone who wanted to go out there and do really well. And of course, how we are creatures of habit, we like things the old way. And I love that whole wash machine effect. Yeah. People with their dogs in the airport. Yeah. I love that whole wash machine effect because you get to pass, you get to see the front runners. But they didn't do that. They kept it one way. But I actually liked it because the way they have it set up, whatever pattern it was. I think it was clockwise. Anyway, you're going out doing the climb and the yucky rocky stuff on that first part, and then the last part is nice smooth downhill, really nice runnable. So I was talking to Mike Melton. He went out and timed it, Can you hear me okay with that yapping
Yeah.
dog in the background? Okay.
Yeah.
So Mike Melton had timed it for them, and he said they're probably going to keep it like that.